batsuits destroyed, Alfred?
All except the prototype with the sonar modifications you invented, but you haven't tested it yet.
Tonight's a good night.
Hey everyone, Mr. Mom Collectibles. I am back with another Hot Toys 1/6 scale figure review and unboxing. And today I'm really excited about this one. We have in the Batman Forever Batman figure from Hot Toys. This is one that I honestly thought would never see the light of day. When I started collecting Hot Toys back in mid-2020, this one was basically on the graveyard page of the coming soon of Sideshow, and today I have it in person. So this is something that unboxing this is pretty much unboxing a piece of my childhood. I cannot wait to get this thing out and show you guys what everything it comes with. From the pictures I saw online, I could not wait. This is definitely one of my more anticipated figures of 2022 to get in hand. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to open up the figure, show you all the accessories that it comes with, and then we'll take a look at the figure itself and give you my thoughts and reviews on it. So we have all the accessories laid out in the light box, and it comes with a variety of hands for different types of gestures you want to use, some open, some closed. And you can see there the paint applications are really good. They do a really good job of replicating the stitching on the inside of the gloves, but certain ones, this has, like you see the two fingers are kind of opened. That's to utilize one of the accessories here. So they all somewhat serve a purpose depending on how you actually want to pose the figure. And because this is the suit worn at the end of Batman Forever using the sonar technology, it does have this here, which are the sonar eyes, and it comes with this little stick that is from a lot of other Hot Toys figures that you can actually pop out the eyes. As you can see here, you stick this in and you actually pop this in, and this is the sonar look that was used at the end of the movie. Let me zoom in there so you guys can get a better look at it. But this is the sonar set of eyes that come with the figure. Put my hand behind there so you can see. But these you would replace with the existing if you want to have him in the sonar look. And then it comes with a variety of Batarangs. And the paint applications on this are really, really, really well done, as you can see here. Really nice color done on nice sheen. And here's a closed version as well that we can go. This you cannot open. This is just if you want to actually have this in his hand before he's ready to throw, which is really nice as well. And then this is another accessory that he used when he was underwater that has like little propellers on it. There was a scene when he was in the his bat plane and it crashed into the water before fighting Riddler. So this is an accessory that he used when he was fighting guys underwater. And then this is a two-part accessory that wraps around like a gauntlet piece that wraps around his arm that actually shoots out. You can put these on either way actually, but this one you can wrap around. This would actually shoot out the Batarangs. Same thing, so there are accessories that can go around his wrist. And then you have this delicate piece here, which is basically a bat symbol attached to a plastic rod. So this would be like if he's shooting out a Batarang, which is really nice. He used that in the movie. And then what's really nice also, although it's reused and Hot Toys does do it often, this is a reused base from multiple figures: the DX9 Batman, the Joker, Wonder Woman Golden Armor, the Iron Man Mark 7, etc. But this is a really, like the logo here, the Joker logo around the bat emblem. And I'll tilt to the side. You can actually see that the logo is raised here, so it is a really nice touch. High gloss, so it is going to get fingerprints on it, as you can see. The only thing that's a shame, and I make this comment with other bases, is that it is repurposed, so it does have the lights here, but they removed all the internals, so you can't actually put batteries in to showcase the lights on it, so that's a bummer. So although they reuse it, they put a base plate on here to try to cut on costs. It's not the end of the world, but you kind of wish they would have done an updated plate on this. But for what they did, I have to say I really do like this logo a lot. If this was a flat logo, I would definitely say took a much cheaper way out, but I do like how it's a raised logo, so it's really nice. So if you do decide to use this, it has a really nice complementary feel to it. And then Robin is the same type of base, I believe, just has a different nameplate. So these are all the accessories that the figure does come with, as well as the crotch grabber. Pretty basic, depending on how you want to display the figure, but he comes with enough. He comes with all of the accessories that he did use at the end of the movie when he was in the sonar suit. But what we're going to do now is get the figure out, which is the main piece as well. and we're going to take a look at the figure, take a look at the articulation, how it sets up, and then we'll take it from there. So this is the figure itself out of the light box. I'm just going to do some up and down shots with it with my my phone, my gimbal here, so you guys can get an idea. But I have to say, I was blown away by this figure overall. I just couldn't believe that I had this figure in my possession after waiting just over 2 years for it. It's something unbelievable. When opening this up, I thought I was opening up a piece of my childhood. This figure was just really unbelievable, I have to say. I was kind of speechless when I saw this in hand. This figure, represents a lot for me with my childhood. I'm just going to move in a couple different angles so you guys can get a better look at it. But the sculpt, the likeness, I mean, it's Val Kilmer. It's not even, especially if you do some more heroic poses like this, kind of angles wise. The faceplate, shouldn't even say head sculpt. The faceplate is a dead ringer for Val Kilmer. The suit, I think it's just a work of art. I know it was controversial at the time because it really, steered away from the previous suits, and then they got a little bit more crazy with George Clooney. But the whole nipple fiasco, and even his earlier suit, I think had nipples on it. The black one he wore most of the movie. But for what this suit is, it's spot on from what it was in the movie. It's just unbelievable when you get this thing in hand. The presence, the shelf presence that this is going to have, it's just absolutely amazing. I don't have Robin yet. He should be coming in the next couple weeks, and then I'll do a video on him with both these guys together. But as I said, the suit is just unbelievable. Some of the concerns that I had, I'll address obviously from photos. The first thing is the clips. A lot of Batman figures, or characters for that matter, wore their capes in different styles. Michael Keaton wore his, over the shoulders, but then he also wore it closed. So did Christian Bale. But Val Kilmer wore his suit a lot over the shoulders. So did George Clooney. So did Ben Affleck. So I was worried how the suit clips were actually hold up, and luckily Hot Toys designed the figure pretty much to have the cape, over the shoulders, which I really like. So when you get this thing out of the box, you don't have to do much futzing with the cape. It already has that natural curve over the shoulders. You just might have to clean it up and present it how you want. But the cape itself, I'll try to zoom in, you can see the texturing on the cape. Absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, there's people who may argue the texture may not look right, accurate. I mean, it has such a presence. This may or may not be the same material used on a previous Batman cape, the Justice League regular version. I'm not sure exactly, but it's great. The way they tailored it over the shoulder, that was a huge concern for me. Absolutely concern. Another concern that I had was the actual articulation of the suit. What I mean by the articulation is not necessarily the flexibility of the suit, because a lot of, when this came out, obviously like every figure had controversy in terms of flexing it, but I just wanted to make sure keeping it museum pose. This figure can have its arms closed, as you can see here, but what I would do when you get it, mine came like this. I would open up the arms so the inner suit doesn't actually stick to itself. So I have mine spaced out just a little bit to give some breathing room in between. So I like that, because the suit itself, it definitely has no give in it whatsoever. So moving this thing around, in my opinion, it wasn't made for articulation. The real bat suits weren't. It's actually kind of cool. They actually put in the creases in the arms already, so it kind of looks like it was broken in. But the suits, even in the movie, you couldn't turn their head. I mean, you couldn't do anything like that. You're restricted on the neck. Hence why, the Dark Knight Rises suit, they actually incorporated it into the movie of having articulation in the suit. So that's one thing that I liked about that, is that they brought a sense of realism, because these suits from, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, even the first Christian Bale suit, there was no articulation in these things. They were made, for looks first, articulation second, and Hot Toys did that. And I just think they did a fantastic job in nailing the suit, the texture, everything like that looks really great. I just love the way everything looks, the gauntlets, the leather gloves. I mean, it's not real, it's pleather. I'm not sure how this is going to hold up over time in terms of deterioration. But absolutely fantastic. So this is one of those figures that from the moment it was released, photos wise, they delivered what it was. So I was not a bit surprised when there was photos of this thing released and people are trying to do the hero pose with the arms on the hips, and there was all bunching up in the shoulders. I mean, people were outraged over that with the articulation. I was not surprised because that's how it was in all the photos, and it just looked like, this was a museum pose type figure. And as you can see, I have this in museum pose, and I'm just playing around with some shots while filming it, but it has such a commanding presence, even like from an angle like this. It has such a great presence on the shelf, and when it's with Robin, it's going to look fantastic. So I think people's expectations just needed to be reset, so to speak. I think they were expecting a little more from this, and Hot Toys delivered exactly what was in the promo pics. They delivered exactly how it was, just like with previous figures, the Hot Toys Doc Brown. There are just certain figures that they deliver exactly what they say they're going to deliver, and sometimes people just aren't satisfied. In terms of the suit, it's made the way that it was, and I think that the presence on it is just absolutely great. I think it's going to look great in the shelf. Overall, this is a figure. It's hard to get it by itself. It really does need to have Robin with it. I almost wonder if they should have just made this a 2-pack. Some people have their thoughts about what they think about Robin, but for me, I got him. He'll be coming in a couple weeks, so like I said, I'll do an updated video on that so you guys can see what they look like hand in hand, but they're meant to be together, so I wonder if Hot Toys maybe should have done this as a 2-pack, but I can understand them wanting people to have their choice of which figure they want to get separate. But overall, I'm very pleased with this. This is something that, if this is your childhood, Batman Forever, the movie itself was very campy, very corny, but you can't deny it did bring some fantastic looking suits. The quality of this is just really nice looking. And like I said, on the shelf, it's a home run. So I would pick this up. I love this figure a lot, especially if you're a Batman enthusiast like me. I have every Batman figure so far except the Adam West original. So if you're a collector of just Batman figures, you have to have this in the collection. I hate to say it, I really hope they actually make the George Clooney one day just to complete the entire collection of Batman figures, so we have kind of a nice collection of everything. So, but overall, I can't be more than words are hard to express how I feel about this. I absolutely love this figure. This for me is definitely one of my top 10 of 2022. Borderline, maybe even top 5, just because the presence in hand is just absolutely amazing. So I'm not trying to fanboy gush too much anymore, but Hot Toys delivered exactly what they said they were going to, so I have no complaints, and I had realistic expectations of this. So overall, that's my review. This is definitely one that's a little bit of a sleeper figure, but long overdue. I'm glad this thing came from the graveyard pages of Sideshow, and I have it in hand. It's one of those figures I honestly never thought I would get to have in hand. So like I said, I think Hot Toys hit a home run with this one. But that's Mr. Mom's Collectibles. Once again, comment below. Do you guys have this? Do you plan on getting it? What are your thoughts? Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'll be taking some photos with this. I'm a little backed up on photos, so there's a lot of figures I need to photograph. But like, subscribe to the channel, please. And like I said, let me know your comments below. But this is Mr. Mom Collectibles.